Hello, galactic travelers, cosmic crew. What's happening? Is anybody there? If not, it is, oh gosh, July 17th. And today I want to talk about star seeds and really understanding more about what that means to us being star seeds. And this is the readings that I've been doing, but more importantly than that, this is information that really came together through a series of activations and downloads that I had after the last full moon of Scorpio. In May is when all of this really started making sense. Hi guys, how is everybody doing? Let me erase this because it goes backwards and I know that trips people out. So star seeds, you know, there's like, if you tell somebody that you're a star seed, then you're either going to get one of two things. Like one, you're completely crazy, right? Or two, we're all star seeds. And that's true. We, you know, the human DNA now is all part starseed. You know, you hear the Pleiadians, 85% of us have reptilian DNA of some sort. Hi, Sherry, who is an ancient Lyran. Sherry is an ancient Lyran. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but I'm proud to be your sister. And it's so, I'm sorry, the live gets me kind of blah, 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 blah. But I want to connect with you guys too. Oh, Milky Way just went live as well. So we're all live tonight. Star seeds. Okay, so we all have Pleiadian, and you know, we're all seeded by the Pleiadians. That is how humanity was started. But while that's so, there are so many of us that are here for big missions, and we came here for this time right now. And while a lot of us, you know, especially that are awake and that are way showers right now, this is why we were activated, and a lot of us were straight up activated. You know, and there wasn't a process. And so I know that I might not be talking to everybody right now. Divine timing. Hi, Christy. So, oh gosh, and now Bear is trying to get in the door. Welcome to the Cosmic Couch. We're just chilling talking about StarSeedology. Okay, I gotta let him in. Sorry, guys. Hold on, YouTube. This is the way of Christy's world. Come on, Bear. And I'm sure you're gonna jump up and see him. Sorry, guys. Okay. So back to what I was talking about, right? And so star seeds, yeah, we're all star seeds. Some of us are more star seed than others, especially in this lifetime, especially in this now. Okay. And usually it's more than one. And so there were so many, remember, I mean, that's how this whole thing started. You know, this is how Earth was even created. I think it's important to remember this right now, because this is why we're doing all of this. And if we can talk about this and remind ourselves of where we come from and what we were here to do, then it makes the process so much more gratifying and soulful and amazing. But if we, you know, if we keep our human 3D, and that's what really came online with me this week of being sick, because whenever I got under the weather And I really feel like I was purging. I mean, I feel like even my tone of my voice has changed through this. But um, it reminded me of what it was like to be back in that original stage when I first woke up, and I'm very grateful for that because it's reminding me of what so many are going through right now. And whenever I first woke up, I didn't know anything but that I had Rh negative blood, and that was it. I didn't, and a lot, there's so many out there, they're going through this. And if you guys are watching this and, and you're already past this beginning stage, then hang on with me. Don't click off, because there was a reason that my soul had me go back to one. And I think it's important for us to all remember this as more and more masses and waves of people start coming online. So all I knew that I was an Rh negative, which is what a lot of people know, or some of you don't even know what your blood type is. And so there are, oh gosh, and I promise, I have information on how to get online blood tests, and you get them on Amazon. You get 3, I think it's less than $20. You can do it at home. Caroline has done this. You get 3 of them, so you and 2 friends, you can do your whole family. But find out what your blood type is, not just to see if you're Rh negative, but just to see what your blood type is. Because if there's one thing that I have learned through this process, and this is Starseed, this is all going to blend in with this message, but your DNA, our DNA and our blood is our frequency. It is our energy. It is everything. And this is the blood wars. I mean, this is what we've been in. This is why so many of us don't even know what our blood type is. Okay? Because they didn't want us to know, because they didn't want us to figure all this out. All right? So, but anyway, that's a whole nother level of different information that really doesn't even matter. So I don't even know why I went there. But the star systems that you have in your chart affect you just as much, if not more so, than where your planets are. And like, for instance, today is July 17th, 2018. So in the past 2 days, if you've had really thick, like if your legs have been hurting, or you have major extra restless leg syndrome, and they just feel real thick, and then that's because the Alpha Draconic is at 7 degrees of Virgo, and that's where Venus just went through, and that's actually Thuban, which is the Royal Alpha Draconic site. So that's Starseed Point. If you have any of your planets around that degree, or even just because we're in the collective now and we're so online and connected, all of us are feeling all of these starseed points. But if you have that degree in your chart, or you have Alpha Draconic energy from another star point, because there's more than one, then when that energy hits you, man, it's like it comes through your whole body. Okay? So if you're feeling this thick, heavy energy, and you're just not sure where it's coming from, it's not necessarily negative, it's just kind of dense, then that's what it is. Okay? That's Alpha Draconic energy. So, and the reason I wanted to jump on and talk about this tonight is because when I first started realizing because with astrology, remember, I was fumbling through astrology too. I still do. Okay, like there's so much to astrology, and again, I'm only talking about some of the starseed points and just trying to figure out some of your energy signature. Okay, and you can do that easily with your natal chart. And I got off track. But my son had this, and I described this in my readings, and I really wanted to talk to y'all about it because that alpha draconic energy, when I felt it in my body, and I already knew because I had a starseed reading, and I knew that I had that energy frequency, then when I felt that energy and I knew that it was making a transit, this was, about, I guess probably about 5 or 6 months ago, is when I realized how much it affected me. And so then that's when I started looking deeper into just the starseed stuff. I stopped worrying about, okay, what are the different quincunxes and the oppositions, and yeah, I knew, I could listen to astrologers, so I knew, okay, we're gonna have this opposition, and I knew where my planets were, but more so I paid attention to the starseed stuff, because my thought and my soul was telling me that was the most important thing, and you guys know that your souls are guiding you. So if this resonates for me and my soul, I knew. And I kept thinking, okay, if that star energy is coming from like way out here, and it's affecting your energy bubble, your orb, and that energy affects me that much, then how much is it affecting everything else, and how I'm vibrating, and how it's affecting my energy? So when you look at your starseed points, I tell my clients to look at that natal chart, but think of that chart as the center of an orb, and you have stars that are above and below that orb. And even, when you start looking at the star points, they might say that star is in Sagittarius, and it might be over Scorpio, for instance. And then your mind's going to go, oh, well, wait. But remember that it's on a pole and it's on a sphere. So it's like it gets shrunk up, so they overlap a little bit into what we think those houses are in the zodiac. And again, we all built the zodiac so we could understand the energy. I mean, that's why we created the astrology as a tool. And that's why quantum astrology has come online just in the past 2 years. And Maruma too was a big walk-in soul from Sirius that brought it in for this time so we could understand it. So I'm getting to a bunch of points because this StarSeedology is going to be like an ongoing topic. But the way that I think of it, and my son had this, so I grabbed it, is if you think of your star points, okay, and this is your body, right? This is your body. Your body's in here and here, and you've got your sphere and your planets, but here's where the star systems are. So if a star system's right here and it's got a little reflector on it, basically like a mirror, and it's getting data and light, which is energy, is coming from a system associated with that, and then that energy is pulsing into your sphere. So it's just as important as knowing where your planets are, because then you have an overlying theme of resonance. And it gets so deep whenever we start looking into this, because it all goes back to our DNA. And it goes back to all the experiences that we've had here on this planet, especially in this lifetime. So when this all started really coming online and being super clear to me, right after this last Waysack full moon, and I had a bunch of downloads that came in, and I all of a sudden understood how the different star systems that you have in your DNA, just like your earth system, your earth body, your genealogy that your physical flesh suit came from, you have that DNA, and then you have starseed DNA. And that could be from 1, or it could be from 10 or 20, right? Because there's 22 galactic star races. So if there's 22 galactic star races, and those all came from 100, well, actually there's 144,000 galactic star races, 22 star nations that are represented, that all combined to come and have this experience. And especially on the mission to implant our DNA from the inside out to evolve humanity, to bring these energy DNA sequences back onto the planet, which is where the RH negatives came in. So how it works is the the easiest way to really think about it is from a computer system. It really is, if you just think of it that way, because if you have like, for instance, Orion starseeds. Well, Orion starseeds come from lineages that had their races, right? And the karmatic stuff that happened here through those lines was a lot to do with power, and there's a lot of sexual abuse and aggressiveness, right? Having your power taken away in a major way, feeling like you don't have, you're always giving your power to somebody else, basically, and abuse. And Orion, and so we live out an experience that matches an energy frequency that comes up in our energy field. That's how it happens. So let me say it again, because I know it's so hard to explain. It's an energy frequency that literally is in your blood. So it comes out, and especially as we have these energies since like 2013, when the energy shifted, and it's pushing all this energy up out of our bodies, and it's coming into our fields, and then it's an experience is matching that energy frequency from your DNA templates, and it has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. And all the different star races and genealogy, physical genealogy, like from the Vikings, right? Like the Celtics. If you have Celtic, then again, what did the Vikings do? They raped and they pillaged. Well, then if you have that energy frequency in your body, then you are going, an experience is going to come up that makes you have to live a lesson that you're going to have something stolen from you, or you're going to be in a sexual abuse type of situation. And this was happening over and over again to us, but we didn't know that that's what it was. We just thought, because we weren't conscious, and we didn't understand. And so we all thought that we were the only ones going through this. Number one, we all thought that everyone else was perfect and we weren't, and something was wrong with us. And why do all these things keep happening to us? So if you're RH negative, then that means that you hold an even purer galactic lineage, okay? Because that's what the negatives were for. The RH negatives were most important for this time in humanity up to right now. So important. Now in the future, it might not be as important, right? Because now there's only now, there is no past, there is no future, right? I'm talking linearly, but now that this is completed and the OA is completed, then now sorry. Now that the OA is completed, then the Rh negative, that all that knowledge, that DNA, and the knowledge that was in our DNA, which is some of the stuff that I'm talking about right now, is available in the collective, even if we're not shouting it from YouTube, right? Because now we're in the hive, we are energetically connected to where this is how this mass awakenings and things are happening on the planet. But because our energy frequencies are that powerful, but understand right now, especially as we're going through this galactic purge of humanity, that these energies that are coming out of us and the experiences that you've lived in the past were all programs associated to your lineage. And that was it. It was like we completely had to go and have all these experiences and make sure 100% that we learn those lessons. And that's why, whenever we talk about, say that you learn the lesson and then release it, because, right? And it's like if our moms would have known, and now that we know, when we raise our kids, I tell Rex, okay, when he gets really upset about something and it's little, what was the lesson? Okay, great. Now release it. Aren't you glad you didn't? I mean, I remember telling him one time, Mom had to lose a $3 million company to learn that lesson because I didn't get it. So, is this making sense? The video is a key. Thank you. I know there's some, hi guys. Hi, Christy. Who else is out there? I saw some, Luna had a live the other day, and people were asking about starseed lineage, so I just wanted to pop in and talk about it. Hello, Inspirational Touch. Yes, yes. Do y'all have questions? Do y'all want to ask anything? If not, I'll just kind of keep going. I'm going to go a little bit longer. So what you earn when you have a starseed point that is a planet in your natal chart, and your AC and your MC, your IC and your AC and your DC, those are the most important ones. And what a quantum astrologist or any of us that can read these starseed points, that's what we do, is we look on your chart and find out where your starseed points are. And these are easy to, it's not difficult to learn. They're pretty, like, some of them, it's easy to memorize. And if you listen to somebody talking about it, you'll pick it up. Just like, okay, 7 degree Virgo. Now 7 degrees of Virgo is Alpha Draconic. So if it's 2 degrees to the left or 2 degrees to the right, then you are definitely, that is one of your origin points. Meaning that's where you have a reflector. Okay? So the only thing that is different when we look at other people, when I look at all of our charts, right, is some of us, our energy bodies are like, wah, and meaning we've got galactic points, because you've got 4 royal stars. Regulus is 1, Fomalhaut, and you've got Antares and Aldebaran. So, and those are more galactic ports. So, especially Antares, and then you've got Andromeda, which is a different galactic port, right? So there's a bunch of different ones, tons. These are just ones that are around us, can't even, some of them. But some of us have galactic points, so we're just getting information from a system a little bit further away, which really only means what? It only means that it might be a little older, right? It might be more of that from an original seed point. Again, which is where the Rh negative thing comes from. There is no, good or bad to, I think people want to be RH negatives, or they don't want to be RH negatives. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. And it's RH negatives have a lot more crap to clear. And I hope every single one, if you are RH negative, please, please, please get a starseed reading from somebody. And I do have these right now. I'm doing, for the rest of July, I'll be doing these starseed points where your AC, your MC, and your DC, and then all that is, and your planets, and helping you guys see at least some of your origination points. To get a full reading, it really, just to do that takes a couple of hours. And to get a full reading, I would send you to Sun Soul Astrology, our Soul Warrior Astrology with Ivar Christopherson. Hi, Amina, sorry. So anyway, but when we look at the different galactic points, some of us just have galactic points, right? So our energy orbs, they're just an older, it's like the seed comes out, it goes and it's vibrating, right? Your energy body. And so some have galactic ports, and then some are more on, closer in, right? Like the Pleiades. The Pleiades is closer to us from a linear standpoint. If you want to think of the Pleiadians, they're like our grandparents, and then the Lyrans are like our great grandparents, right? They're different timelines. Just like Lyra is, the great of Lemuria, which is then became Atlantis. So again, those are just different timelines. And so the same thing when you're looking at your star points. And so whenever you understand that's a blend of all the information that's coming in, because, for me, I have a lot. I have quite a few. So whenever the information was all coming in, if I didn't know where it was coming from, or understand when I did realize, these things about, especially because I have the Alpha Draconic bloodline and the galactic bloodline. And then when I started talking to people, and I started realizing that every single one of the traumatic situations that people have gone through, that I'm talking to, that they were dealing with, I had similar experiences, some of them down to the exact names and situations. It's insane. Whenever we really start talking to one another and realizing this is whenever we're conscious, and it's like, holy crap, how is it even possible? Well, it's possible because we've been in these programs. And so it's so important to realize that right now, more than anything, is that we have a brand new start. And I know we're clearing, and that's why I came on tonight, because I know some of us are down. I was that way, and so I'm here trying to raise some vibes for you guys. But I will say that today woke up just clear as a bell, and cleared all that mess. But I had a handle on it because I know all these things. And so even whenever I get into the emotions and I live in it for a day at the most, which was recently, then finally there's that consciousness shift, and it shifts you out of it whenever you're like, wait a minute, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I beating up on myself? Why am I giving my power away? And I'm basing it all on what? It's a fear that's based on a past something that had nothing to do with me. So the other thing that's really cool is whenever what I do whenever we look at your starseed charts is that I pull up Ptolemy, and so and all the ancient astronomy, and it's amazing because I've had a few actually that I'll go through and pull up the exact star of, you know, your IC, because your IC is like your south pole. So if this was on, if this is your natal chart and your IC is the pole down here, it's directly opposite your MC, which is up here, and then your AC, well, your AC and your DC. Your IC is the information that you're pulling in from the past. So if you have if your IC is dead on a starseed point, then you are a master soul from that starseed origin. Mine is on Sirius, so I'm a master soul from Sirius. And then your MC is where you're heading, right? And then your AC, your AC is, you know, how other people see you, and your DC is where you've come from, but also just they're always kind of opposite energies that are constantly around you. And so when they're blending, right, then that keeps that, you'll have oppositions, but each of them lands on a starseed point, and we pull it up, and what the Ptolemy will be, you know, for instance, the star in the right shoulder or the star in the left knee. And I'll talk to the client and I'll bring that up, and they'll go, oh my gosh, you know, I've had surgery in my left knee like 6 times, or there was a shoulder. The star points will told me about this woman and her way of soothing and healing animals. And it was all in their starseed charts. And this wasn't just the starseed origin. This goes back to Ptolemy and the mythology that goes through, you know, the star systems. And that really helps you understand too, because you can link those link together usually quite perfectly with your lineage and timelines. And so you can start getting a better idea of your soul's journey and where it started, and where you came from. And then you can continue that journey, you know, to go to quantum astrology to find out more of your connections and things like that. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys. So can I get a hoot hoot? Okay, guys, I feel like I'm kind of all over the place tonight. What is a master soul step? Sorry, I don't know. So master soul is like this, it's ascending masters. You know, right now we're incarnating. We've got angels, we've got fairies, legit. There are all the pharaohs, all the ascended masters are incarnated here on Earth now. You can be ascending master, but also you're a master soul. You've mastered this human experience in another timeline, basically. And so, and it's, so if you're from that star system, I'm a master soul from Sirius. So that means that I have mastered this somehow, some way. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Will's right. We're walking. I am. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. If you want a reading, let me know. Coco@cosmicchristy.com. And I will talk to you all really soon. Mwah.